Page 10, Merrily I Move Down. This is music for the left hand alone. So the right hand you just leave on your lap, whatever. We'll get to the right hand on the next lesson. Here, they're showing you in the little chart which notes on the piano you're going to use. We're going to use these notes. You see a group of two? We're going to use the three white keys next to them. Now, they've got letters in them. Look at the little box there. They got letters in these keys. A C, a D, and an E. You need to memorize where those are on piano. A C and a D and an E are the white keys that surround a group of two black keys. I mean, all the notes on the piano have names, letter names. A through G, those are the letters. First 7 letters of the alphabet. That's what we use in the musical alphabet, so the keys have those letters. And in order to figure out which white key is which, we use the black keys because there's a group of 3, a group of 2, and then they repeat. Well, there's only 7 of them to learn because we only use 7 letters of the alphabet. And there's 3 of them right here. So you find a group of 2, and these 3. A C's below it, a D's between them, and an E is at top. You need to memorize those on the keyboard. This one, or this one, or this one, they're all over the place. They're everywhere. C, D, and E. It just repeats. Yeah. Those are the notes we're going to use here. And what we're after is a rounded technique. All we want is just relax, let the fingers relax, and don't collapse this knuckle. Just relax and don't play with straight. You don't need to curl a ball or grab a ball or not. Just relaxed. That's all. And we're starting here. So then I look this Merrily thing over. I go follow my process for learning a piece of music. I look it over, I see it's 3 lines long. Short lines, but nevertheless, 3 lines long. And I can tell it's not going on because you see at the bottom of it, at the end of the last line there at the bottom, it's a thin and thick bar line. Remember, that's the symbol for the end of the piece. That means the piece ends there. So 3 lines long. I see quarter notes and half notes. No whole notes here, just quarter notes and half notes. And they put the letter name inside the note. Okay, they're trying to help you out. Normally, music doesn't do that. So this is temporary. You're not always going to get that. They're telling you the name of the note to play. In other words, they're saying that first one is an E. Play an E. Well, you got to know where an E is on the keyboard. Well, we already went over that. It's these 3. An E is at the top of a group of 2. This E or this E or this E. Which E you play? Don't care. Just keep it in front of you for now. It's fine. I'm going to go here. I could go here since it's left hand. And so the first note is an E, and then you're going to do a D, and then a C. You need to, on top of everything else you're doing, once you put your hand on the keyboard somewhere, here or here, I don't care, you need to remember which note each finger is on. Now, actually, it comes fairly quickly. It's not that hard to do. It sounds hard. Oh, good Lord, we got a lot of remembering to do. You get in the habit of it. So once I put here, if I want to play an E, I just know I need to use second finger because I know second finger is on the E. Right now, you might have to look down. Where's E again? Okay, that's second finger. Well, in the music here, they're telling you second finger and the E. They're giving you all the information. Music generally doesn't do that. They might give you the E and which finger to use, and that's the only finger number you're going to get for the rest of the piece. It's up to you to remember all these where these fingers are for all these notes. So we're associating the note name with the key and the finger. Well, good luck with all that, but let's just go through this. So we have here, and I just kind of, you don't have to worry about counting or nothing. We just want the notes. We're going into 4, and then we have a 2, a 2. And then the second line, it looks like the same thing, huh? And then the last line, here, same thing. Okay, well, it's almost it. In addition to all that mess, they usually put little notes in here and there. And you got to figure out, don't forget to read the notes. I do that a lot. So they're telling you at the beginning, start off in the middle of the piano. That would be up here, sort of in the middle of you. Come up here. We're going to start here. And in the second line, there's a note, say, move down to the next lower E. So we're going to just come down here. Just move the whole hand down. That's fine, and do that. Second line, and then in the last line, they move down again. So now we go down to another E. So we're using 3 different areas of the piano. Now you have to look down at the piano when you move like this. But once you are where you need to be, I encourage you to look at the music. Don't be looking at the piano. I know some people, when they start out, they'll look at the first note there at the beginning. They'll see it's an E, and they'll look down at the keyboard and they'll play an E. Then they look back up and they see the D, and they'll look down at the keyboard and play a D. And they'll look back up and they see a C. They'll look down at the keyboard and play a C. And they're looking down for each note. Please don't. Once your hand is in that position and you know where you are, you need to keep your eyes on the music. You need to remember where the notes are and which finger's on which note. The only time you need to look down is when you have to move. When I got to go from here to here or from here to here, I got to look down for that. And then once I'm in place, I can look back at the music. It takes practice. That's what practicing is for, but you do it constantly. If you'll just keep working at it, it comes. And then the counting wise, there's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 1, it's a beat. This is 1, 2, 1, 2. And I don't want to mess up the beat because I'm moving. So this, I got to move and keep this steady. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. It's not a quick jerky motion or nothing. You just lift up and move. But keep it steady. And here to here. We practice hand moves in piano when we need to. Because, again, don't mess up the beat because you're moving the hands. Naughty, naughty, no. So here. So I get the counting in. And then I'll think about the dynamics, the louds and softs. And this one has an MF. I don't think we've had MF before. And they're not saying anything about it, so I will. You already know F means forte. And this F and this MF, that means forte. But the M means mezzo or moderately. It's moderately loud or sort of loud or kind of loud. Not loud, just kind of loud. How loud that is, there's no set area for that. It's up to you and your situation. For you, what do you think sort of loud? Don't play loud, just play sort of loud. It's somewhere in the middle, but on the slightly louder side of the middle. It's a guess. It's a range. How do you feel it? And that's all we're doing. And that's the only dynamic you get, so you play the whole thing at that. How fast you go is up to you. Doesn't matter. If you want to sing it, you go right ahead. I ain't singing it, but you can if you want. And that's basically what it is. So once you can play this okay, let's try it together and check to make sure you have the right notes and the right rhythms. And we'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. And then we're going to play this together slowly. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2.